To the edge of existence itself!
Hello YouTube, and today I am reviewing Dark Eyes 2. I've decided to try and review the whole of Dark Eyes 2 in one video, so I'm sorry if the video is quite long, but I just want to get this over and done with so I can do some more audios instead of doing some Dark Eyes videos, because this is the last Dark Eyes review for quite a bit, because they haven't even started. Well, they wrote the third Dark Eyes story. But they haven't actually finished writing them. I don't believe they've even recorded any yet. But yeah, let's look at the artwork for Dark Eyes 2. So we have the 50th anniversary Doctor Who logo with a Dalek sort of spaceship background, big finish. And on the cover we have Molly, the Doctor, a Dalek with fire around it, which looks really cool. We have the Master and Livchenko. On the bottom we have some cast members, so starring Paul McGann, Ruth Bradley, Nicola Walker, Natalie Burt and Alex McQueen, and Nicholas Briggs as the Daleks. On the spine of the box set, if I can just turn that around, we have another picture of the Master, the Doctor and Molly, Doctor Who. Then we have the stories, the White Room, the Traitor, the White Room, Time's Horizon, Eyes of the Master, number 2, because it is the second box set from Dark Eyes. Then we have the basic plot of what Reset's story is about, so if you can read that, then do feel free to read it, and do feel free to pause it. And on the other side we have the stories themselves displayed there, but this time with a blue Paul McGann sort of head. So yeah, this has been the box. Now let's look at the first story, The Traitor. Okay, so here is the cover for The Traitor. As you can see, it features the 50th anniversary Doctor Who logo there. We have a big scratch which isn't meant to be on there, but it's just a shame that is actually on there. So we have Paul McGann and Nicola Walker starring Dark Eyes 2, The Traitor by Nicholas Briggs. As you can tell, there is a new sort of photo of Paul McGann's Doctor. Well, not a new photo, but a new vortex compared to the previous one in Dark Eyes 1, as you can see. On the cover itself we have a 1960s Dalek with some fire and a sort of Dalek ship background, and we have the 8th Doctor supporting a rather funky hat, what is meant to be the sort of robotization helmet thing, because the Robomen return in this. On the spine, what we've seen in my box video of the other ones, you can see the Traitor. Now on the back there is a radical difference. As we can see, we have a cosmos sort of background, sort of a spacey background. Yeah, feel free to pause that if you want to know what the story is about. Hopefully you can see that. Total running time of the story is 1 hour. So that is the cover for The Traitor. Now let's look at the booklet. So here's the booklet. As you can see, it's the same as the cover. Well, it does double up as a cover. We have a bit of artwork there of the Doctor and Livchenko on the mining sort of planet, and we've got some 1960s Daleks there, and this rather cool sort of background that I do like. And then here we have writer's notes by Nicholas Briggs, because he wrote the story, what I've just said. The disc, they now feature half of the cover, or they try to squish the cover on half of the disc, and then we have some legal garb and what the story is, and behind the disc we have advertisement for Dark Eyes, just in case you've missed the previous box set and you've just gone into the second box set. So that's the disc and the booklet. Okay, so what are my thoughts on The Traitor? The Traitor is very much a 1960s style Dalek story with Robomen and a mining planet. In a way, you could say it's Dalek invasion of Earth in space. The story introduces the listener once again to the character of Livchenko, first seen in a Sylvester McCoy audio called Robophobia. This story once again features excellent audio landscapes with explosions, rubble falling, Daleks gliding around, and Daleks screaming in the distance. The music in this is excellent, giving the story a sense of movement. My overall thoughts on this story are, it's okay, it's fairly average. It took about 3 minutes until the actual plot kicked in. But the story doesn't make a lot of sense until the third and fourth story, which is Time's Horizon and Eyes of the Master. Once again, this leaves a mystery for Dark Eyes 2. And this also shows the Daleks aren't going to be the only foe in this story, in this set of adventures, making the Daleks rather scared of the new threat. So I would give The Traitor 6 out of 10, and the performances are really strong, but in places the story drags and limbers through a couple of scenes, making some scenes unnecessary, but still this story is okay to start Dark Eyes 2. So this has been my thoughts on The Traitor. Now let's look at the White Room. Okay, so here is the cover for the White Room. So again we have the 50th anniversary Doctor Who logo there, Paul McGann and Ruth Bradley, starring Dark Eyes 2, The White Room by Alan Barnes. On the cover itself we have the 8th Doctor, a human skull with a brain in, and we have various times and numbers there, and we have Molly and one of the Big Finish robot things. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. Yeah, because those robots have been in a few Big Finish stories. Then we have the actual thing there. I'll focus. No. Anyway, let's go on to the back. We have what the story's about. Hopefully, you guys can see that from the glare. Cast again, and the total running time is 1 hour. That's basically the audio. Sorry if I'm rushing through these. Okay, so now onto the booklet. So if we just open it up, we have a picture of, again, the robots there, them killing a person, and we have a picture of Paul McGann there. And then we have writer's notes by Alan Barnes. Now the disc, again, like The Traitor, has the cover there, and we have 2.2 because it's the second story. And behind all that we have advertisement for series 1 and 2 of the Lucy Miller Adventures. So that's basically the disc and booklet. Now let's go into my thoughts on the story. Okay, so what are my thoughts on The White Room? The White Room is an excellent story. It sees the return of Molly. Yes, everybody loves Molly. I love Molly's character. The Traitor seemed rather odd. It seemed like it was a different story, or part of a different series. The story paints an excellent picture in your head, and right from the word go, this story is full of action. It even has quite an action sort of start and a dark sort of start, which I'm not going to say. Like I've said, this has a different feel to The Traitor, and again, Big Finish have done an excellent job on creating the landscapes, such as horses on cobbles and the Doctor and the Virons, I think they're called. I found the name of the robots. I think they're called Virons. There, to Viron. My overall thoughts on this story are: this is fantastic. This story highlights the relationship of the Doctor and Molly, which comes across very easily. The story gives yet again a bit more of a backstory or more in-depth look of Molly's life. The Virons are excellent in this story, with them stealing people's voices and showing no mercy to their subjects. Overall, this is a fantastic story and would have been a much more stronger opening story for Dark Eyes 2. So yeah, The White Room is an excellent story. Okay, so here is the cover for the third story. So we have Doctor Who, Paul McGann and Ruth Bradley and Nicola Walker starring Dark Eyes 2, Time's Horizon by Matt Fitton. Again, we have a photo of the 8th Doctor and other cast members. As you can see, we have Jacqueline King, who played Donna's mother, I think. On the cover itself, we have the 8th Doctor, a corridor from the spaceship, or the spaceship itself. We have the Eminence, or the Eminence possessing someone. And then we have Livchenko, full cast audio drama. In the spine, Doctor Who Dark Eyes 2, Time's Horizon 2.3. And on the back we have the plot for the story. and the total runtime again is 1 hour. Okay, so here is the booklet, if I just open it up, and we get a bit of about the ship and stuff like that, and again we have writer's notes, but this time by Matt Fitton. And then we have the disc. I really do like the artwork for this story, and behind that we have advertisement for series 3 and 4 of Lucy Miller Adventures. So that's basically the disc and booklet. Now let's go into my thoughts on this story. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Time's Horizon? Time's Horizon is very much a 1960s sort of style story with mixed elements of the arc in space. The story sees Livchenko become an assistant, and this story sees the return of the Eminence, first seen in the Seeds of War, and are going to be an audio with Tom Baker called Destroy the Infinite, which sounds like a brilliant audio. The Eminence are a spine-chilling foe, making people turn into dead husks, creatures. This makes the story even more scary because it's the ship, what with this story set on, is isolated, they can't escape, so that makes have that sort of base under siege element to it, and it's just brilliant. The Eminence versus McGann is definitely a standout moment, with McGann throughout the whole story stamping authority through the story. My overall thoughts on this story are, it's a very good story. The performances are strong, with the base under siege episode with all of this makes a perfect horror story. Plus this story has the first normal start to a story in Dark Eyes 2, and plus this story makes the traitor have a lot more sense, so yeah. Time's Horizon is definitely one of my favourites. I love the base under siege element to it, and I love the Eminence. The Eminence are a fantastic foe. Yes, so this has been my thoughts on Time's Horizon. Now let's look at the final story, The Eyes of the Master. Okay, so here is the artwork for the final story, The Eyes of the Master. So we have Doctor Who, starring Paul McGann, Ruth Bradley and Nicola Walker in Dark Eyes 2, Eyes of the Master by Matt Fitton. Again, we have the cast down there and the 8th Doctor. The cover itself, we have Dr. Sally Armstrong, I think it is. Then we have the Master himself, an eye and various photos. We've got a picture of the Doctor's car there, and this CD also contains the bonus behind the scenes of Dark Eyes 2. And on the spine we have the Eyes of the Master 2.4, and we have the plot there if you're interested in knowing about this story. So that's basically it. Now let's look at the disc, the discs and the booklet. So here is the booklet. So if we just open it up, we have a brilliant photo of Molly, Dr. Sally Armstrong and the Master and the Doctor, this time using half of their faces to create the full face, and I think that's really cool. And on the back we have the actual credits of the actual story, the credits of the whole box set really. Onto the discs, again we have the cover of The Eyes of the Master, and then the other cover and the other disc, is basically, behind the disc is other stories from the monthly range, and there is the artwork for the behind the scenes documentary with the Dalek, Molly and the Doctor from the actual box set itself. So yeah, this has been the artwork for this. Now let's go into my thoughts on this final story of Dark Eyes. Okay, so what are my overall thoughts on The Eyes of the Master? The Eyes of the Master has horror element with the Master taking people's eyes and using robotic eyes to replace them. This in a way reminds me, the robotic bit reminds me of the Bells of St. John, in the way that Miss Kislet tried to find the Doctor using Wi-Fi, but the Master uses robotic eyes, so it's sort of similar in a way to find the Doctor. Also, the Eminence feature in this story, walking around London, giving us an apocalyptic sort of London with these dead husk creatures walking around. Alex McQueen's Master is fantastic. It's just brilliant. I do love his sort of Master, and we sort of find out what happened to him in the Eye of Harmony. Also, his occupation has gone up because the Master used to be a phone installer. Now he's an optician, so he's definitely gone up in the world. So my overall thoughts on this story are McGann's Doctor and Alex McQueen's Master are fantastic. They bounce off each other so brilliantly, it's wonderful. Molly and Livchenko have some excellent moments. Overall, this is an excellent story with one big cliffhanger to finish the story. And I, for one, cannot wait for Dark Eyes 3 to find out how they resolve the cliffhanger. So yeah, this has been my thoughts on the Eyes of the Master. Eyes of the Master is brilliant. Okay, my overall thoughts on Dark Eyes 2 is it's a fantastic set yet again. Despite the sort of Marmite start to the series, it delivers in the finale. The finale is just fantastic. It's brilliant to see the McGann and the Master do battle again. It's just fantastic to see that. And it's nice to see a few sets of stories. What the Daleks aren't exactly the main focus. It is more on the focus of bringing some new foes to the Dark Eyes range, which I do like. And once again, brilliant performances all round throughout the stories. But yeah, McGann and Ruth Bradley are just fantastic together. And Dark Eyes is definitely a series I enjoy. Its range I look forward to seeing more of. So yeah, Dark Eyes 2. So how would I compare it to Dark Eyes 1 or Dark Eyes? Dark Eyes 2 is just a tad bit weaker, but not by much. Dark Eyes is still my favourite, but Dark Eyes 2 is just a little bit weaker, but still definitely pick up this, especially if you've just got Dark Eyes. Then yeah, I would definitely pick up Dark Eyes 2. So this has been my review of Dark Eyes 2. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. My next review will be of Human Resources, the series finale of Series 1 of Lucy Miller Adventures. But for now, goodbye.